Welcome to 10 Minutes, everybody. So today I had lunch with a buddy. Hung out with the family quite a bit. Just checked out a project. We got a little outdoor kitchen going in our family cottage, so that's pretty fun. But a couple cool highlights today. I talked to one of our clients that we've gained over the last couple months, and it turns out that he is a buddy and has history with a guy who owns a dealership that I think is awesome and has a whole bunch of cool exotic cars and everything like that. So it's like you just never know who knows who and how small the world really is. We spent time having conversations and just getting to know each other and our backgrounds and his story. I just kept asking questions about his story, which is back to making sure you listen. Because I probably would have never figured this out if I didn't listen and ask good questions so that he would continue to tell his story. But so turns out I actually bought my vehicle from his friend's dealership, and I was amazed when I went down there because they got awesome cars, McLarens, all kinds of things. And so I'm going to try to, him and I and the owner of the dealership are going to try to have some lunch together, and I'm going to go check it out and kind of talk to the owner. So that's going to be a really fun day. Hopefully we're doing something like that in August. I'm at my cabin today. Just took a walk back. Gonna walk back to the gate. But so that was really cool, and just, I don't know, one of those crazy weird things. I kind of got the feeling before he told me that that his buddy owned the dealership that I was thinking of, and it just happened to be that. That's awesome. So the other cool thing, lunch today, we were talking about just kind of everybody's path in life, and the table has a whole bunch of little notches in it, so it's kind of like a wheel with spokes. And we were talking about where people getting bit by mosquitoes. We were talking about where people get on this wheel. And so if you just looked at the wheel and said, well, where do you think you are? I try not to pick where I think I am on the wheel, because I really don't know how far I'm going to spin around a wheel. But he's like, hey, I'm here, in my opinion, at the wheel, and I want to level up to the next spoke or the next section. And I think that's a really cool thing to think about, is how you level up and go around. And then as you level up and people want to level up or do things or accomplish things that you've already accomplished, you can recalibrate with those people and grab them from where they are and help them get to the next level. So, it's really about helping each other. And I kind of made an analogy with them about like a board game. So if you got a board game that you and your family play all the time and you're really good at it, but you bring a new person to play that game, it takes a little while to get that person up to speed. And everybody's really good at the game, and it's real easy for them to play the game. But it's kind of how life works too, is once you choose to come play the game, and once you want to learn how to do that, if you find somebody that already knows how to do it and they're willing to teach you or willing to give you that information, it can make you get somewhere that took them 10, 15 years in a couple of years, because you can go off of their experiences and ask for help from them. For me, I did a lot of stuff, based on a smaller subset of information. And then once you branch out and you collect all this data and sponge all this data from all these other places, it's amazing how many doors can open or how many opportunities you can take. And as you gain knowledge, how comfortable you are taking bigger risks. So, back to the whole wheel concept, I think it's super cool to think about leveling up in life. And, if you think about a whole wheel and spokes and a bunch of little triangles, where are you at and where do you want to get? Because we were looking at the table and we're like, hey, I don't even know where my wheel stops. I'm just going to keep going around the wheel. But, for some people, they're like, hey, I just want to get a couple spokes and then I'm happy. I'm where I want to be. I've made it to where I'm very comfortable and I want to maintain. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, because if you're happy, that's all that matters. And what makes me happy is the process, is going after it, is waking up and going and grinding at something or going to get something done, and then coming back and being accomplished. That's just how I work. That's how I'm wired. But everybody works and is wired differently. Some people just want to go fishing all day, and that's fucking phenomenal. But I think that's about it for tonight. Thanks for listening, and have a good night.